I went in for a routine appendix removal, then woke up handcuffed to the hospital bed with an armed guard standing at the door. What's going on? I asked, confused. The lead surgeon was looming over me, tapping his foot, staring at me like I was what's wrong with society. My doctor cleared his throat. We need to talk about what we found. Found where? Inside your abdomen. We're legally required to report it. The room tilted. Report what? Nobody answered me, and the surgeon just kept looking at me like he was Batman, and I was Gotham's lead petty criminal. That's when I heard sirens outside, getting louder. 20 minutes crawled by, and a detective finally walked in with another officer behind him. He looked at me, then at the handcuffs, then pulled out his phone. He showed me photos of my insides taken during surgery, except these weren't normal photos of my liver, my bile, or yesterday's dinner. Instead, the photos showed something sewn into my abdominal lining that shouldn't be there. Small packages wrapped in plastic. What is that? My voice was worried. Fentanyl. 130 grams. The room started spinning. That's enough fentanyl to kill 1,000 horses or one of your mama, I whispered to myself. Out the corner of my eye, I saw the lead surgeon against the wall, shifting his weight and wiping his forehead like he was nervous. That's a trafficking charge, the detective said, disregarding my comment about his mother. 20-year sentence. My jaw dropped. I've never touched Dr. Eggs in my life. The detective rolled his eyes like he'd heard that a million times. Where have you been the last few months? Who has access to your load? I stared at him. I've been nowhere. Just work and home. And nobody has access to my load except maybe Susan from work, but that's irrelevant right now. My hands were shaking against the handcuffs. I don't know how that got there. That's when the surgeon jumped in, unprompted. Just arrest him already. The evidence is clear. I looked at him, really looked at him. He was sweating. Why was he sweating like an uncle getting his hard drive examined? The detective turned to him. Walk me through the surgery. What happened? The surgeon cleared his throat. Standard procedure. He was stammering. I removed the appendix, found the packages, and called 911. His answers were coming too fast. That's when I remembered something. I had an x-ray done last week, I suddenly yelled. At a different hospital. For stomach pain. There was nothing in my body then. The surgeon's head snapped up. X-rays aren't reliable. They probably missed it. I stared at him in disbelief. The detective studied me for a long time, then looked at the surgeon, then at me. We're taking you in. He uncuffed me from the bed and cuffed my hands behind my back. Read me my rights while walking me past nurses who wouldn't make eye contact. At the station, they put me in an interrogation room, then kept giving me the same questions. Where did you get the drugs? Who are you working for? All I could say was, I don't know. Maybe your mom. Albeit that wasn't the smartest answer, but I was frustrated. Around midnight, a woman in a suit walked in. I'm the prosecutor. We're filing formal charges in the morning. She didn't even give me a chance to respond before leaving. My public defender came in next and sat down across from me. You're looking at 20 years minimum. Bail will probably be set at $500,000. I tried to plead with him, convince him I was innocent, but he just looked at me exhausted. I've got 8 other cases I'm working at once. I'll do my best, man. He walked out, and the guards came in shortly, walking me to my holding cell, placed conveniently next to the cell where the guy kept was known for urinating everywhere. The next morning, I was still drenched when I heard footsteps coming down the hallway. It was the detective who arrested me. He unlocked my cell. Here we go again, I thought. We walked into the interrogation room where he spun me around and walked behind me. Hey buddy, I'm not here for a good time, I started saying, but then I felt him taking off my handcuffs. You're free to go. I jumped back. Sorry, what? The detective started talking. We went back to that hospital you mentioned getting your x-ray done last week. He showed me his phone. We got copies of it and saw your abdomen was indeed clear. My legs feel weak. So we went back to the surgery hospital. We questioned your surgeon harder about his timeline. His story started falling apart. He swiped to another image. The surveillance video of my surgery. It showed the surgeon removing my appendix, then reaching for something off camera, then stitching something into my body, then calling a doctor to discover it. I walked out of the room, gathered my things, and strolled out into the morning sun, now free, wondering why. Why would the surgeon do this to me? Then I filed a lawsuit against the hospital and found out why. I still laugh my butt off about it. You see, 2 months ago, some woman 20 years older than me found me on Facebook and started messaging me. She told me I was young and fresh and she was thirsty. I chose not to respond, and in return, she sent me unclothed photos. I didn't go for it because, honestly, I don't know why I didn't go for it, but either way, her husband found the photos she sent. Their marriage exploded, and that husband was my surgeon. He blamed me for his wife cheating and decided to destroy my life. So naturally, I hit her up and gave her back shots, then sent him a video the night before he got locked up.